Hey guys, welcome back to another Slightly Rednecked video. Again, my name's Chris, and if you're new to this channel, I help you to produce your own meat, eggs, and vegetables from your backyard, your balcony, your deck, your garage, or even a spare room in your house if that's the way you want to do it. And I thought it'd be a good time. These, let's see, my Pharaohs, my jumbo meat makers from my last hatch, they're right about 6 weeks old. So I thought I'd show you kind of what they look like at this point. They're mixed in with my older birds, and it's getting hard to tell them apart. So let me get my chores done here real quick, and then we'll take a look at them and we'll see, is there a difference between them? You know, can you tell a difference or not? We'll see. Good morning, guys. Everybody needs some food. Get back. Get back. Everything's still good. Still warm enough out right now where I can use the automatic watering system. We've had a couple of hard freezes overnight, but it needs filled up. So I'm gonna have to drag the hose out here and fill it up. Anyway, a couple of hard freezes overnight where it's froze up and it's not working, but then it thaws out during the day. It hasn't stayed cold all day long yet. And next week or two anyway, the next week's forecast doesn't show us getting down below freezing. So it's good to leave up right now. I'll watch that for a little while, and then once we look at where we're going to get down below freezing and stay there pretty consistently, I'll just take the whole watering system down at that point. There's no way I found to keep it from freezing up. You know, you could put in things to circulate the water through the buckets and the lines and keep the lines and all, thawed out. But the valves where they actually get the water, that's still going to freeze up. And if they can't get water out of it, it doesn't matter if it's thawed out everywhere else. So I just take it down in the wintertime and I switch over to watering in bowls, basically. I need to get their sandbox cleaned out this morning. All right, guys, get out of here. Go on. Oh, we got a couple of eggs. That one's just a shell. All right, where's my 2x4s? Go on, guys. Go. Go, 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 go. 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 No, 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 no. Not that way. Go that way. Go, go, go. Go. Go, go, go. There you go. Hopefully they don't jump out while I go get the other one. Get my 2x4s up here to block them off. And where's my screen? This is probably the easiest way I found to clean this thing out. Just takes a few minutes. It's not too bad, really. About time to get some more sand. All right, that's good enough. Good enough. All right, let's go get the other guys fed. Get back, get back. Hopefully they don't jump out. Make sure the watering system's still working. It's still working just fine. All right, let's get these guys cleaned out. All right, I think we're done with the chores now. Let's take a look at these guys, see how they're doing. Again, these guys are about 6 weeks old right now. And it's getting real hard to tell the difference between the adults and the younger birds. Let me open this cage up here. We'll see. These are the meat makers over here. Bring this camera around so you can hopefully see a little bit better. But see, like, now this is an adult full-grown bird. These two over here are. That one is there too. This is one of the younger birds, 6 weeks old. Ooh, calm down there, buddy. Calm down. Calm down. So, okay. Shh, there we go. There we go. 6-week-old meat maker rooster. This is a rooster right here. Max, quit. Leave it. And you can tell he's a pretty good sized bird. He's not quite as big as the adult birds, but I'll tell you what, it's getting real difficult here to tell the difference between the adults and the younger birds. You might be able to see as you're kind of going through here, there's a couple of them in here that honestly, I don't know if that's a young bird back there or an older bird. They're getting real close to full grown. So here in the next probably 2 weeks, I'll be looking at processing the smaller of the birds that are left behind. I've had some kind of problem here. Something got in here or got up underneath here and beat up a couple of the birds. One back there in the back, you probably can't see him right now, but he's limping a little bit. It's missing a toe. So something got up underneath here, underneath the hutch, grabbed a hold of him. Haven't figured out what it is yet, but haven't had any problems the last couple of days, so hopefully it's done. All right, now as far as the Pharaohs go, let's open up this hutch so we can hopefully get a better shot of them. So these are the Pharaohs, and this is again a mix of older birds and younger birds. Here's one of the younger birds right here. This is a hen. So, she's not quite full grown, not quite the size of those adult birds yet, but as far as, the difference between the meat makers and the Pharaohs, I'm not seeing much. It seemed like at the beginning, the meat makers were out to a big jump on growth rate, that they were getting a lot bigger, a lot faster. But now at 6 weeks old, they've kind of leveled out. The Pharaohs seem to kind of caught up with them. I can't tell a big difference between the weight between the meat makers or the Pharaohs. They both seem to be growing out about the same rate, but fantastic birds. I mean, at 6 weeks old, they are just, like I said, it's just, if you can look in there, it's really hard to tell which ones are adult birds, which ones are younger birds. They're getting real close to full grown. They got, like I said, about 2 weeks left before I go in and process birds and pick out the bigger ones and let them stay. All right, I need to bring a hose out here, fill up the water bucket, and bring another bag of feed out because my feed's empty over here. We'll let that fill up while I go get the feed. Probably be overflowing by the time I get back. Uh-oh. Water bucket's full. All right, they should be good to go for, I don't know, probably the rest of the week on that water bucket at least. And I'll save the rest of the feed in that bag. It didn't quite all fit in the feeder, but I'll save the rest of it for the babies that are in the brooder box. We'll go in and take a look at those. Let me just get the bucket dumped in the compost pile and get some things cleaned up, and we'll go take a look at the baby quail in the brooder box too. All right, these are the newest babies from the incubator into the brooder box. They're about 2 weeks old right now. Doing great. I've got them down to about 65 degrees, acclimated to about 65 degrees. Keep them in here for another probably 2 weeks. Start, lowering the temperature on them every couple of days or so until I get them down to where they just don't need the heat lamp at all. The garage itself stays above about 55 degrees, so it won't get too cold in here, but I'll keep them in here for about 2 weeks. Once I process some birds out of the, once the birds in the grow out pens are out there with the adult quail, I should say, once they get to size and I go ahead and process a few birds, it'll be about the same time for these guys to be ready to go into those pens and start growing out as well. And they'll be close to 4 weeks old at that point, and they should be able to handle the cold just fine, no problems. Right now, they still need this heat lamp, 65 degrees. I've had them down there for about 2 days. They're still huddling together a little bit at night, especially. I'll give them another day or two of that, but they're acclimating it to it pretty well, and then I'll drop it down 5 more degrees down to 60 degrees, and then, again, leave them there for a couple of days or so, and then drop it down again. But anyway, they're doing great. Not much to show off here, just a bunch of baby birds in a brooder box. There's about 20 of them in there. These are all Pharaohs. I didn't have any of my meat makers hatch in the last hatch, but you can tell right now that it looks like most of them are actually hens. Don't know for sure yet, but it's looking like that anyway, so that's good news. Well, guys, thanks for spending the morning with me doing my chores, watching that. And as far as the meat makers of the Pharaohs go, I'm still kind of split. They're both about the same, honestly. I can't tell much of a difference. Like I said, early on, it did seem like the meat makers were growing much, much faster, but now they seem to have kind of caught up and kind of leveled out, and they're both about the same size. They're both great big birds for 6 weeks old only, growing out super fast. So, if you're looking at, trying to make a decision as to whether you want Pharaohs or you want meat makers, it doesn't matter. They're both about the same, honestly. The egg laying, everything's about the same. There's not a huge difference between them. I think you're going to go well with either one of them that you choose. So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And as always, God bless.